My name is Paul, and I am a nerd, and you are here for the September 2017 PracticeMaster Virtual User Group meeting. An exciting time, an exciting meeting. Today we're going to be talking about searching for documents in PracticeMaster. Mary Jo is going to take that topic. And since we're talking about searching for documents, I'm going to explain in brief terms what Symphony OCR does. I'm going to press all the magic buttons, not just one, but all of the magic buttons, and get back here to a point where we are in PracticeMaster in our demo system, and Mary Jo can talk to you about searching for documents.
Okay, this is going to be a fun one too. We have a lot of fun topics today, right, Paul? All right, so document tab in here, if we go under that, we actually have a document search icon, and a lot of people don't know about this document search icon. Now, we can always search for documents. We're in document management and try to sort our list and do things that way. But if you're looking for a specific document, document search is a good place to start. So I'm going to click on that icon. And we can give it some criteria of things that we want to search for, a name or something that we want there. And then we can also have the in files document named thing. So if this were a certain type of document, help me out, Paul, like a PDF or a docx or whatever those are, you can actually do an asterisk dot asterisk to get all documents, or you can get just those docx documents. So I don't know, my mind went blank on extensions for a moment there. I was like, what? Wait a minute, what is that? Oh, it's one of those days. So date range, we can also go ahead and search all dates or specific dates. So that's a way to restrict where we're looking. So if we want a specific date, we can say whether it's a modified date, a created date, or a record date. So those are all different ways that you can sort to find a specific document. Back to all dates. And you can also select certain clients. So you can come in and do specific clients, and we can select clients from our list. And we have little check boxes here in front of each matter that we want. So this could be either across clients or several matters for a certain client, whatever you prefer. We can come in and search for whatever we check off there. So I'll say okay with that. And then we can also do doc types. So if you have a certain doc type that you would like to search for, you know that it's a pleading, or you know that it's a medical record or a fee or a brief, whatever these are all your doc types that you have. So you can limit your criteria that way. And you also can do by user. So if we want to search for just a certain user's documents and whoever it was created by or whoever is responsible. So you have both of those options, and again, you can select users there. You also have your regular search criteria in here. So do we want to match at least one word, match all the words, etc.? Do we want to have a phonetic search? Do we want to have a certain, I don't know, I can't even read that, Paul. What does that say?
Grammatically.
I know grammatically, but what is it similar?
Stemming,
so,
it's called.
Stemming. Okay, it's very small on our screen. I apologize, but it's you know, you're looking for that.
It's basically like phonetics for a phrase.
Yes.
Like,
so like a
Purdue
certain
would find PER or PUR. Stemming would find different phrases that mean the same thing.
Okay. And then we have our fuzzy search. I can't even say it today. I'm struggling. Fuzzy search today. So there we go. And again, you can have different levels of that fuzziness there. So we're looking for misspellings and things like that. Then you also can do your files to search. So we have our doc management documents or search all document versions, and also email attachments or link documents. So where do we want this to be searching through? Now, Paul, I don't know if we've got something out there that we have, that we have a search for. So I'm going to guess out here and just say
Larson.
Larson, do you think Larson would be there?
And
I think he's one that I had actually checked there. So let's go ahead and do a search and preview. Hopefully we get some kind of a document. There we go. We have lots of them. So I had restricted my list to just looking at Larson cases. I think I had chosen a couple matters for Larson. And it is returning now a list of all the documents that met that criteria that had the word Larson in it. So I have, and you'll notice that this isn't the name of the document. These are actually text within the document. So it's searching within as well. So we can get the name of the document and any text that's within that has that certain name, phrase, whatever it is that we're looking for. So this can really help you narrow down and get into a specific document about something. Now we used a name, but let's say that you had a pleading that you knew you did, I don't know, 10 years ago for a certain real estate case that you wanted to use that same language for, and you were just trying to, you couldn't remember the matter or the client or anything like that. I could have just typed that into my search criteria, and then I could just have left everything as all. And that way it could went out and search through all clients, all document types until it found the document with the phrase I was looking for. So that's important to know, that you can go back and you can see different things in that regard. So the document search is just very specific just for documents, and it's a good place to begin to find something specific.
Now, one thing I'll point out is that we have this drill down capability within the results. And it's important to know that you can look at two different things. If you say, well, I don't know if that's the right matter, clicking on this will take you to the client file for Michael Larson. And then clicking on this will actually take you to the document. So you have the ability within here, you can see this contextual representation of where it found the word Larson, but if that's not enough, you can go into the document. And if you're not sure that's the right matter, you can go in and look deeper at the matter. Very, very powerful. Takes PracticeMaster search capabilities, I wouldn't say right up to a World Docs level, but pretty close, certainly much closer than they used to be before version 18. And so Mary Jo found a document with Larson in the body of the document, okay? And when she did that, at least the one that I clicked on, oops, what did I do? Did I change my printer?
No, I think you just need a preview. There you go.
There we go. And so here's a Word document, a Word document, okay? Now, obviously, clicking that will take me to a Word document, and obviously a Word document, it knows that this is an L, that's an A, that's an R, that's an S, that's an O, that's an N, so it knows that this is the word Larson, okay? But what if it's a PDF? We all know that when we scan something and make it into a PDF, it needs to be readable, quote unquote. I'm doing the air quote thing here. Mary Jo, unfortunately, is the only person who can see it. So I will describe that I'm doing the air quote thing when I say searchable or readable. It needs to be readable in order for it to be searchable, meaning that it has to know that that's an L, that's an A, that's an R, that's an S, that's an O, that's an N. Okay. Yes, I really did say all 6 of those letters again a second time. Now, when you do scan something initially, it's not readable unless your scanner is set to automatically make it readable at the time that it's scanning. But in theory, when you scan something initially, it's like TV, it's like faxes. So if you've ever seen the old Willy Wonka movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where Mike TV is explaining how TV works before he is transported from one end of the room to the other, that's really what's happening here. Just like a fax machine. When you fax something to somebody, at the other end, it makes a facsimile of what you've scanned in on your end. What that means is it doesn't know what these letters are. It just knows that if it puts the dots together in the right order, that it will be a reasonable facsimile of what was on the other end. Same with TV. Now, this may have changed since the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with all the digital streaming capabilities we have, but I don't think it really is. It's basically little dots that when they're put together in the right order with the right colors comes up to be a moving video representation of what was originally filmed, okay? So you need to make something readable in order to be able to search it. Now, we all kind of know this because we do it. We scan stuff and we OCR it so that then later we can search it. The problem is a lot of the stuff that may be getting dumped into PracticeMaster is not getting dumped in through the scanner that you're used to using in your office. So even though your scanner may be set to, or you may be set to automatically make it readable after you've scanned it, when you simply profile an email that you've received from opposing counsel with a copy of his revisions to an agreement or whatever, I don't know, it's not being made readable. It's not being OCR'd. And if you have legacy documents in your system from 10 years ago, we did have PDFs 10 years ago, and there's a very good chance those aren't readable. And maybe you get your faxes as PDFs, and people are used to just dragging those faxes into the right matter in PracticeMaster. Then those aren't being made readable. So that's where Symphony OCR can come on, and it's a separate product from a separate company called Trumpet. It's part of a suite of products, but it can be purchased separately. So Symphony OCR is the OCRing part of that. And what it does is it sits there in the background looking for new documents in your document store. And when it finds those new documents and recognizes that they are PDFs and then checks to see if they're readable and finds that they're not, it simply makes them readable. It simply makes them readable. So when you have attorneys that are receiving emails from co-counsel or clients or opposing counsel with PDFs and they're just pulling them right into PracticeMaster without any consideration of the fact that they're not readable, or when you have a document store that contains a historical archive of 15 years worth of documents and many of those PDFs aren't readable, or you have faxes coming in that aren't readable, or anything. Even if you are currently making your documents readable, when you scan them, you have to realize that that takes time that somebody could be spending doing something else. So if you take a 50-page pleading and you scan it in, you may have to wait a minute or two, or sometimes 3 or 4, depending on the speed of your scanner, the speed of the machine, the speed of the OCRing software, for that to happen. Imagine, if you will, that you don't have to worry anymore about attorneys that are just dragging things right into PracticeMaster or all your legacy documents, or you don't even have to worry about doing it where you know you've been doing it all along. That's going to save time, and it's going to make sure that everything's readable. So that's what Symphony OCR does. It will scan your document repository, your document store, and make sure that every PDF that's in there is readable. Now, if you put this in place and you do have that 10 or 15 years worth of stuff, it's going to take it a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. It depends on how much stuff you have that's not readable to work its way through there. But it will continue to OCR the stuff that's coming in as it comes in while it works through that backlog. So it can essentially crawl that entire tree of documents, making sure that every PDF that can be made readable is made readable. And that's what it is. A lot of people ask us what that is. A lot of people ask us how they might be able to do this very thing, and that's it. The answer is Symphony OCR. Okay, so next month we're going to talk about a special field that allows you to open a folder. There are a lot of reasons you might want to do that. We're using a field that wasn't really intended to be used for that to do that, so we're going to show you the secret, and we're going to talk about some really neat applications where that might be very, very useful to you in your PracticeMaster records, whether they be calendar records or client records or matter records, whatever the case may be. Mary Jo's going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about replicating records. Sometimes you want to create another record that is identical to the one that you have on your screen, except for a few small things that are different. We're going to talk about using replicate records to do that. And of course, it wouldn't be a virtual user group meeting if I didn't take you to attorneycomputersystems.com. And of course, you recognize that I have emphasized that last S in the word systems, because without it, you get to somebody else's website. Maybe, I don't know, I've never tried. By the way, this is our people page. So if you ever wonder what we look like, there we are, Paul and Mary Jo, and you can even get, if you scroll down far enough, you can find Patty, but I'm not going to do that because she doesn't want me to. But more importantly, if you click on this word videos up here, or hover, but I'm going to click, you will get to a place that lists all 6 video titles that we have, video series that we have. 4 of them are live. 2 of them are pre-recorded. You are currently at the PracticeMaster Virtual User Group meeting. We also have a TABS and a WorldDocs Virtual User Group meeting, and we have a Coffee Pot webinar that's live, that's also done every month, where I will take an add-on or an ancillary product to PracticeMaster or TABS or WorldDocs, something that adds value to one of those pieces of software and go into great depth, usually with somebody from the company that makes the software. And of course, we all know what the virtual user group meetings are. The eBytes video series and Paul and Mary Jo show, these are pre-recorded. We did 2 of these today. Mary Jo will do a whole bunch of these next month. And so these show up, 1 eByte on tabs, 1 eByte on World Docs, and 1 eByte on PracticeMaster shows up in here every month. And 1 Paul and Mary Jo show shows up here every month. So a lot of content there. The eBytes video series, that's Mary Jo's, and it is some very succinct, short 2, 3, 4-minute videos with really cool stuff that we can explain quickly. Great thing to just kind of thumb through and watch, you know, a whole bunch of them. You can get all sorts of neat ideas and learn things you may have never known existed. And then the Paul and Mary Jo show is kind of like that, only it's for broader topics that we can delve deeper into, and we'll take a deep dive, spending 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes going into a single topic. Now, if you click on one of these things, like here's where we are, so we'll click on the PracticeMaster Virtual User Group Meeting, you will get to a page that lists the next event. Well, first it says what it is, kind of a description of the PracticeMaster Virtual User Group Meeting, describes the topics and what we're talking about in the next event, gives you 2 links to register, one that just shows the whole link, the other that shows the date and time. And then as you scroll down, you'll find that we have recorded every one of these we've ever done before. We're recording this right now, so it's currently in post-production. This is what you're at right now. And here, as we scroll down, are all the other PracticeMaster Virtual User Group meetings that we've ever done. We have literally hundreds, if not over 1,000 videos on this website. A lot of content here. You can scroll through them like this and kind of browse, or you can search for something specific and get right to what you want. But the point is, there's a lot of valuable and important and interesting information, at least I find it interesting, on all 3 of the programs, PracticeMaster tabs, the accounting software as well, and World Docs. And you can use them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So please take advantage of this. It's there for you to use whenever you want. And that's it for today. Everybody have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the month, and we will see you in October. Bye-bye.